let's talk notice periods. Now, for me personally, it's always been 1 month. There was one occasion where the notice period of the whole team was reviewed, and then there was a proposal put forward by the organisation to increase notice periods to 2, or if I remember correctly, 3 months. But generally, notice periods come in 3 flavours: 1 month, 2 months and 3 months. 1 month and the 3 month are the most common, but I have seen up to 6 month notice periods. Now, the reason why this is an issue is, or can be an issue, is if, let's imagine you're an employer. You're interviewing someone and they come to you and you like them, you want to hire them. But then you ask them this question: what is your notice period? And they reply saying it's 6 months or 3 months. And you really want to onboard this person. You're going to have to wait that long as an employer, organization, a business that's making money, okay, profits, that long to onboard, bring somebody in. Once they come in, they have to get up to speed, get all their accounts set up. That in itself could take 1, 2 or 3 months. So, you know, this is a topic that I've discussed with many colleagues in the time that I was, you know, and as you can say, I still am a consultant network engineer, network and security engineer. Now, I wouldn't necessarily write off a long notice period. It all very much depends on what the package is that you're being offered. If you're being offered let's say, a financially viable package, then yeah, you know, you can start to consider whether it's going to be something that's going to be correct for you or not. The other thing to say is, it depends on who the organization is. I mean, let's say, for example, it was Microsoft, Google, Apple, or even Nvidia. I mean, you know, in this era that we're in at the moment with AI, Nvidia would look pretty good on your CV. Me personally, I've taken on a role with an organization just because of who they were, and because I knew that if I had that name on my CV, in the mid and long term, it would be financially more viable for me. So I took a role that was paying less. Another occasion when notice period can come up in your career is if you have been identified as a single point of failure, a human single point of failure. Now, those of you who don't know what that means, you are the go-to person for everything. Without you, things would stop working, money would stop being made, and so your notice period would be key. Organizations shouldn't really end up in a situation where they have one person who, if that individual was not available, their business would stop operating, would become seriously under risk of failure. I'm not advocating that you should try and make yourself a single point of failure, a human single point of failure for 1 minute. But if you've been there from the start of a business and you've set everything up, then the possibility that you will know everything is quite high. This is one of the risk factors that organizations, managers should be evaluating when it comes to their team and their staff. They need to avoid having this single point of failure, human single point of failure, as well as engineering single point of failure. And so they don't really need to enter into what might be difficult discussions with an individual. So my advice is, when it comes to notice periods, the ideal notice period really is 1 month. That's the more realistic notice period that you should be targeting. But like I said, if you're being offered a role with an organization, you need to look at it strategically. If a 2 month, a 3 month, or maybe even longer adds up, makes sense, then I would suggest that you go for it and don't miss the opportunity. I hope this information was useful. Take care, share and subscribe as always. Until next time, goodbye.